The investor, the foreign investor that comes to Brazil, he always has to look at the interest rates and the currency rate. Okay, sometimes you can make money in the real asset, but lose money in the currency. So now we are starting to see the foreign investor coming again.
I'm here today with André Freitas, CEO and CIO of Hedge Brazil Shopping. André, thanks for joining us today.
Diane, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Are you seeing any geographic shifts in demand or investment focus within your asset class, and what's driving those changes?
You know, Brazil had been out of the radar for the last month. So the foreign investment in Brazil is, for the last 2 years, I would say, was not that good. I mean, when you look at interest rates in Brazil, they are very huge, about 14.75% a year, against an inflation of 4.95%. So real interest rate is very big. And we have a lot of volatility in the currency as well. Imagine we had last year a big devaluation in the real. So the investor, the foreign investor that comes to Brazil, he always has to look at the interest rates and the currency rate. Okay, sometimes you can make money in the real asset, but lose money in the currency. So now we are starting to see the foreign investor coming again. The first indicator that we can look at is the inflow for the equity exchange. So this year so far, we are close to $4 billion US dollars in direct investments from foreign in equities. Okay? We don't see this in real estate yet, in the FIIs. FIIs are our REITs, let's say, and they trade in the stock exchange as well, as it is here. And we don't see the flow coming, but the interests have peaked. The last 2 months, I would say, the interests have peaked. And the Central Bank of Brazil has announced that really they probably will stop the tightening cycle of monetary policy and are now approaching a new cycle that will be a monetary policy that will be easing, not tightening anymore. So this benefits the asset class. And I understand that we'll see for the next months some flow from foreign. So this is, I think, the geographic shift.
And how would you describe fundamentals in your sector, and how is Hedge Brazil Shopping positioned to respond?
As I mentioned, we have these very high interest rates. So there is a shift. And for shopping malls, I would say they are becoming much more entertainment than any other stuff. So now we do some cover music events, some theater for kids, some special expositions like Monet or like other painters, famous painters. So this is becoming very popular to attract people. I would say now that in Brazil, we have most of our portfolio in São Paulo. It's much more entertainment than really selling goods. I would say that this is the big shift that we have seen, and this is working. We have seen so far for the last 2 or 3 years a very good increase in sales and profits for the equipment. And since the pandemics, I think we are now navigating the best ocean that of the last 5 years. So this is the shift: entertainment against sales. We have both, but really entertainment is taking a bigger stake than before. On the other hand, what did not recover yet, but this year is a little bit better, is cinemas, movie theaters. Okay, most of the equipment they have in Brazil, the shopping malls, they have a lot of movie theater rooms, and the demand is not that big. I think because the competition with the Netflix, the vida of life and this stuff, it's very difficult. But now we are starting to see a vintage of movies that are being attracted. The last 2 months were very good in cinemas. And cinemas are very important because they bring traffic to the parking lots. And in Brazil, everybody charges a lot for the parking lot, okay? And they bring people to the food court as well. So really, it's something that when you look parking lot, cinema, food court, this is more than 20% of the revenues of the mall. So this is something that's we are now fixing the damage made by the years of the pandemics.
And can you point to an interesting transaction or development that will be impactful for Hedge Brazil shopping in 2025 and beyond?
Yeah, I think we will have for the second half, or mainly for the next 2 years, I would say, we'll have the benefit of something that we have been doing the last 2 or 3 years. In this environment of, I will repeat myself here, but the higher interest rates, it's very difficult to do new developments. New development is very difficult because you have to raise money, to leverage, to build, and the cost of money at 14.75 plus a premium, probably to be around 19-20% a year in reais, in the Brazilian currency. Okay, so what we have invested the last years was really to renovating good equipments. And try to you put investment on that, you spend some money on that, but it's much less than build a new building, a new property, and develop it. So you save a lot. You have a reaction faster because to do a renovation takes you 6 months, 9 months to do since the beginning. A greenfield, let's say, it will take you about 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, because you need the permits. São Paulo is very difficult. We have more than 80% of our properties in São Paulo state, and about close to 78% really in the metropolitan area of the city of São Paulo. That is an area that has a population of 20 million people plus. And São Paulo state represents 30% of GDP in Brazil. So we're very niched in this area. And so we have equipment that we can modernize them, we can really bring them, update them to the actual standards, and we've been invested in this for the last year. So I think now it's time to harvest this. And I believe that 2025 and 2026 and 2027, we will have a peak in the NOI of our properties based on the increasing volume and traffic of people in the properties.